What's happening, everybody? I got a crazy comparison video today that is going to ensure that you're going to have some major gas going on. So you're going to want to take some gas inducer in Torino Red Cherry and also in Seafoam Green Mint. Don't leave home without it. So today we're going to take 3 guitars and shoot them out. We're going to go through all the specs down the nitty gritty so you can decide which one's right for you. But we're going to be talking about the latest guitar that we just got, the Jet JS400, the Fender Player 2, and then also from one of our very first affordable Strats that we got was the Tease ST1-SPR. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to play the Fender debut Stratocaster for the sound comparison because we took that pickguard and put it into that Strat because we upgraded that one, and we'll talk all about that when we get everything on the bench. So we'll get them on the bench, we'll talk about it, and then we'll do some sound samples after, and then you can decide which one's right for you. All right, let's get on the bench. All right, so we got all 3 of them right here for you. So right off the bat, you know, to you, eye pleasing, I don't know, as far as the headstocks. You have the iconic Fender. The Jet, I kind of lose a little bit with the logo here and the abalone or whatever, the mother of pearl type esque thing. The Tees, a lot of people have kind of, you know, hemmed and hawed about like whether it looks cool or not. And they're actually coming up with a new design. So I think when that one comes out, it's actually really gonna be pretty cool. So I believe the newer ones have locking tuners. So that's going to be pretty cool too. But both the Tees and the Jet both have regular non-locking tuners. The Fender Player 2 at least has the split shaft, so it makes tuning a little bit easier. We have a bone nut in the Player 2, or it's a synthetic bone, where the Tees is a bone. And this is, the Jet is a bone, but it says as of 2025 is it going to be a polymer fiber. So I guess that's something that's changing. We have the single string tree here, 2 string trees here, and then a single string tree on the Fender as well. Then we have 9.5-inch radiuses on both of the Fender Player 2 and the Jet, where the Tees is a 12-inch radius, so that might be something that maybe for you people that are really, you know, particular about traditional, it might not be so much to your liking. But all of them 22 frets. The Tees is bull-ended stainless steel. I believe the Jet is also stainless steel. I think the Fender Player 2 actually is stainless steel too. I think that was the upgrade from the Fender Player to the Player 2 series. As far as measurements, we're going to start off with the Fender. The nut is 42.28 millimeters or 1.664 inches. The Tees is a 41.77 millimeters or 1.64 inches. And the Jet is 42.17 millimeters or 1.66 inches. At the first fret of the Fender, we're looking at 42.85 millimeters or 1.687 inches. At the Tees, we're at a 43.06 millimeters or 1.695 inches. Then the Jet is a 42.99 millimeters and 1.692 inches. So the Player 2 at the 12th fret, we're looking at 51.78 millimeters or 2.038 inches. The Tees is 52.07 millimeters or 2.05 inches. And then the Jet is a 51.93 millimeters or 20.44 inches. The thickness at the first fret for the Player 2 is 20.82 millimeters or 0.819 inches. The Tees, the thickness at the first fret is 21.71 millimeters or 0.855 inches. And then the Jet is 20.73 millimeters or 0.816 inches. The thickness at the 12th fret for the Player 2 is 21.86 millimeters or 0.861 inches. The Tease is 23.46 millimeters or 0.923 inches. And the Jet is 22.39 millimeters or 0.881 inches. The frets are all relatively the same. The Player 2 is 2.68 millimeters width or 0.105 inches and a height of 1.18 millimeters or 0.046 inches. The Tease is 2.69 millimeters or 0.106 inches and a height of 1.17 millimeters or 0.46 inches. The Jet is actually a little bit wider, but then also a little bit not so high. So they are 2.72 millimeters or 0.107 inches and a height of 1.13 millimeters or 0.044 inches. Basswood bodies in the Tease and the Jet. The Player 2, we have alder. We have, obviously not in this one, the demo we played, the Player 2, they have ceramic pickups in all three positions. These were recently swapped out. We did that because this has the entire route that you can put anything in it. Obviously, we have all these toggle switches right here and two regular humbuckers and a hot rails in here, and that all fit in there. It shows you how big the actual cavity is. You can check out our other videos on that. We have videos now on all three of these guitars, so you can get a look into all of them. We have volume, tone, tone, volume, tone, tone in the other pickguard, and just a volume and master tone in the Jet. We have a 2-point trems on the Jet and the Stratocaster, and a 6-point trem on the Tease. Back plates on both the Tease and the Fender, and then we have the nice little curvature on the back of the Jet. Just makes it a little bit nicer. The Tease is going to be having, I believe, no more back plate. It's going to have a similar look to that. It's going to have a little bit more of an access, a little bit more of a cut into the horn over here. So a lot of the things that are changing in the Tease, that's going to be really cool. The Tease and the Fender have the basic, the traditional style where the jack goes, whereas the Jet is on the side here. So whether that's, for you or not, they won't be more traditionalists, but it's not a bad position. And then I'll give you right now a chart of all of the, the resistance, the inductance, and the capacitance of all the pickups here, so you can compare them side by side. Got this on special, the Fender Player 2 for I think $549. I think they normally go for like $700 or $800. The Tease, the new line, when it comes out, I'm hearing is going to be under $200. This was $269, $279. So then the only other thing really is the weight, the thickness, and things like that kind of appeal a little bit to people. Sometimes they feel like they're too light. They feel like they're toyish and things like that. So the Fender Player 2 is 17.14 ounces. The Tease is 7.8, and the Jet is 7.1. They all kind of feel relatively the same. It's not so far off that you're gonna think that one's more toyish than another. And I'm actually surprised that this is the lightest one, because it does feel about the same as the Tease. As far as thicknesses, we have the Fender Player 2 is a 45.43 millimeters, all measured actually at the big horn over here, and that was 1.788 inches. The Tease is not that far off, 45.67 millimeters or 1.79 inches. And the Jet was the thinnest of them all. Still feels good though. It doesn't feel like it's, you know, airy or like too small. Is 43.84 millimeters or 1.726 inches. Then as far as the width of the bodies, measured them pretty much right across, which is almost usually the widest part is right at the trem. So if you picture at the blocks right there, or right above the poles. For the Tease, we were at 12.25. The Player 2, 12 exactly, and the Jet was 12.5. So maybe that's something, that little extra kind of makes it feels like it's the same thing. So to me, again, they all really feel the same. I think it really can't go wrong with actually any of them. If you really want the name, you go for the Fender Player 2. If you want something that's affordable, then I don't think you can go wrong with any of these guitars. All right, well now you know like basically all the measurements and what you're looking at here. So we're just gonna try to play the same thing that I can, you know, over and over again on each one of the guitars. And yeah, you can decide which one's right for you. And just as a reminder, the Squier debut is going to be the sound of the pink Tease Stratocaster you saw already. again, no way am I saying I'm anywhere near Gilmore, but just started learning that riff. And yeah, you could take the distortion and totally tailor it to however you'd want it for all the guitars, but I felt like I liked the clean in the Tease pickups, and I would say it was almost a tie when I got to the Jet and the Fender with the distortion. The Fender, I think, did a better job clean, not changing amp settings. So again, that's all relative. EQ pedals, all that stuff could change things around. You could throw different pickups in and, you know, change your total sound. So I'm not gonna say which one's a winner because I think that you're probably good with any which one that you could possibly get, especially since Tease is coming out with a new kind of improved model that kind of looks similar to this one, sounds like. So, but hey, you've all been a fantastic audience, and as always, stay tuned.